It's time to get your Clix fix.
Hello and welcome back to Clix Fix. I'm Rory. It's been a couple weeks since I last played with these pint-sized plastic people, and one of the this last week you can probably see why I probably didn't get to play. Um, this was not a wasn't in an accident or anything. Just healing. I've had surgery to try to fix my breathing. Would like to be able to sleep better, but yeah. So I was kind of still. Hopefully, I don't get too silly with the medications I'm taking, but shouldn't be driving right now. So, um, but luckily, I've stopped bleeding, so things are looking up. I hope so. Um, anyway, today I'm going to be doing a one awesome clicks build. If you haven't seen one of these videos before with me, we take one figure that's like a super rare chase or prize, something that's a little harder to get, and build around them with figures that are easier to get. You pull something good, but you want to build the rest of the team on a budget. So today we are going to focus on one figure from Smash and Destroy that I should be. I think it's in the mail. It's on the way, but I'm hoping to get it here soon. And it was one of the ones that I really wanted from Smash and Destroy, and that is Sindr, which is spelled horribly wrong, but it's a name, so it can be spelled however you want. Sindr number 39 has Asgardian, monster, politician, and ruler keywords, cosmic energy, team ability, which is great. Um, the figure is really cool, but not for children. I'll be making sure that one isn't really on display. So, but I think it'll be fun to use. Let's get into what Sindr does. First trait here, everything burns. Poison. I love traded poison. It's always fun. When Sindr uses it, characters occupying or adjacent to any fire markers are considered adjacent to her. Sindr deals penetrating damage. So one thing I would make sure should get clarified. It's pretty intuitive, but it says fire markers. You're like, okay, what's a fire marker? But then later on, she has an ability. We'll read it in more detail in a second, but they are fire, smoke, terrain markers. Fire markers is just an abbreviated version of that. So, and she just deals penetrating damage, which is awesome. Whatever damage she's doing, penetrating anything, it's poison. It's penetrating. Other trait, Fire Goblin Blood. When Sindr takes damage after resolutions, deal 1 damage to all opposing characters within 2 squares. Also penetrating. So she's not a character that you want to hit. And she wants to be up in the thick of it with as many opposing figures around her as possible. So if you can give her like plasticity, that'd be good. They have real no choice but to waste a turn trying to break away and probably failing, or hitting her and triggering damage. Yeah, she's pretty cool. And her special attack that's on her first 4 clicks at top dial, 80 points, or just her top click at 55 points. That is Blades, Claws, Fangs. When Sindr uses it after resolutions, generate up to 4 fire, smoke, terrain markers in or adjacent to a hit target square. At the beginning of your next turn, even if this is lost, deal damage to each character occupying those markers, then remove those markers. 1 damage. So even if that power goes away, if that next turn the opposing characters hit her beyond that special attack, it still works. I think it still works even if she gets KO'd. But it'll no longer be penetrating because she's not on the map for that part of the card that says she deals penetrating. But then it's her damage, right? It's still her damage. So if she's on the map, even that is penetrating. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it works. Her fire smoke does penetrating if she's on the map. Anyway, okay. That's her. We're going to be playing her at 80 points, full points, because I want to have that special attack as much as possible. She is giant sized, so she's going to get that giant sized willpower, which is great. It'll be easier to make ranged attacks on her in a lot of situations, so gotta be careful of that. But she's starting with an 8 charge, 8 movement charge, 11 attack with that special, 18 defense with impervious, and 4 damage with leadership, and 4 range. So she's got the giant reach, and I think she'll be. I haven't played. Wait, I think I did play one game against her, but she didn't really get in the thick of it because she also had the Captain America chase or Steve Rogers with her. There's a really good pull and sealed, and most of the game was trying to kind of just deal with the whole arena situation. That was a tough game. Anyway, yeah, she's unique. Definitely should be unique. I like that, Sindr. We are going to make a not Asgardian, not monster, not ruler, but we're going to do a politician team. So this is probably not going to be like the most overpowering team or most overpowering keyword in general, but she's got politician. There are not that many incredible like meta politician figures, but I think she's good enough to make a politician team better. So I want to do that here. So she's the highest point figure on the team, 80 points. Next, let's look at who's going with her. The rest of this team is going to be politicians. Going to be doing Mr. Negative. We'll start him with Mr. Negative. And he's got a not secret identity. What's the one where you can just switch them back? Swap. Dude, I can't remember. My brain is not firing on all cylinders right now. Anyway, you could switch between Mr. Negative and Mr. Lee, Martin Lee. I forgot to put him on the sideline. Let's do that real quick. Martin Lee. So Mr. Negative and Martin Lee both have like the same first trait here, where willpower, but they succeed on 4 through 6, and if they fail, they get to put out inner demons. So good things happening on Mr. Negative and Martin Lee. Yeah, Mr. Negative with that trait. Also, part of that trait is them swapping back and forth as a free action. Yeah. Then Mr. Negative has a special movement with sidestep and mind control. When he uses mind control and hit characters, ignore characters for movement. And after resolutions, deal 1 damage to all opposing characters adjacent to a hit target. Great way to get out some extra damage. Love it. Martin Lee has a special damage, which is leadership and support. Support is free, but only to choose characters of less points or that share a keyword with Martin Lee. So Sindr does share a keyword. This is a theme team. So you can do support as free, which I think is awesome. When Martin heals another character, after resolutions, heal him equal to the number of Clix. So love support is free, as you'll see. So you can switch back and forth with it depending on what you need. If you want somebody to heal, you have Martin Lee. If you want somebody to mind control, use Mr. Negative. Later on the dial, he's got stealth and blades and close combat expert, so he can be a little dangerous there. Yeah, I think he is a solid option, especially get those inner demons out there with they got blades, shape change. They can be dangerous up close. If they hit with their blades, you get some lucky hits in there. They can be well worth their while. Anyway, and he's got the what's it called, Underworld team ability, so he can carry a few of these characters around if need be. Next, Nick Fury and Goose. I did not remember that they were a politician until I was making this team. And if you saw my top figures for Black Panther set, Nick Fury and Goose were in my top figures for the uncommons. Mostly, I love having bystanders, and this Goose bystander is great with Perplex and Blades and Flurry and Giant Reach and Blasticity. It's just, yeah, can't get much better for a bystander. But I really like that Nick has this. He's got Mastermind and Stealth, but this special damage that he has on his top 2 clicks. Free, choose an opposing character within range of line of fire. That character's combat values can't be positively modified until your next turn. Once per turn, when Nick Fury and Goose carries a friendly character named Goose after resolutions, that Goose may make an attack. Not flurry, but just make an attack. But being able to nullify your opponent's stat boosts, combat value boosts, I think is awesome. I wish we had an Outsiders equivalent in Marvel, but it's a really strong team ability, and he basically has this. I like to be able to include Nick and Goose on teams that really make sense, and I think this one does. Let's move on to General Ross. Now he's here mostly just for this trait. I mean, his power and first enhancement and empower they can both be useful, and he's not. Especially if his trait goes off. Let's read that now. Leadership. When he uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, he may generate a non-unique, non-prime character with the soldier keyword of 25 points or less on their starting click. These generated characters come from outside the game. So you can just be pumping out any soldier you want that's 25 points or less, as long as it's not prime or unique. There are lots of good options. I'm not going to go through them. You can look up that on your own, but a lot of figures, and he can, boost their damages with his enhancement and power, and you can move them around with TK. I think he's a solid figure, and he's got the shield team ability if you want to boost up the rest of your team's range and ranged damage. If you're using that. And most of your damage hopefully is going to be with Sindr. They're going to know that, so they're going to try to take down Sindr, but I think it'll be a lot of fun either way. Next, Lincoln March at 30 points from Notorious. He's got that the assassin target trait, which is not a huge deal here, but he's got leadership and mastermind. When he uses leadership and succeeds, you can generate a Court of Owls assassin on click 3. So just more stuff you're pumping out. That's the thing I like about a lot of ruler and politician teams is they have figures that can pump out, generate other figures to actually get in the mix. So those other figures can help lock things down for Sindr to hit and keep them close if possible. Anyway, Yeah, Lincoln March is great. He's got the poison too. His won't be penetrating like Sindr's, but I love poison. Free damage is always great. And the special damage there he's got is exploit, weakness, and outwit. So there's your outwit for the team. And then last figure on main force is Ramonda. Like Martin Lee, she's got support is free, but only if there are 2 or more vibranium tokens on your sideline, which she puts there at the beginning of the game, and there's no other way to use them, so you're just going to stay there on the sideline. So support and support is free, so you can get like quadruple support in one turn with these 2 characters. So if Sindr gets hit, you can heal Sindr up if you get things, get everybody in the right position. The Wakanda keyword trait won't really matter, but it's all about the support for her. But her defend can also be useful. Lincoln March can take advantage of it because he's only at a 17. Same with General Ross and Mr. Negative later on. And if you can get Ramada on her last click, she got a 19 defend, which I think is great. And that could help everybody. But getting her there, if somebody's going to hit her, they're probably going to just kill her. So that is the main team. On the sideline, got Ares, since there is blades on this team. Sindr's got blades. Mr. Negative's got blades. I think Inner Demon has got blades. Goose has got blades. So lots of figures that have blades that you could use with Ares. So put him on sideline. Another sideline character I have is Amanda Waller. Not a huge thing, but she can come in with her sideline active trait on click 1 if there's a turn where 2 of your other figures go down. They have to share a keyword with her, which can be a politician. So if they take down 2 figures in the same turn, you can pop out Amanda. She's got leadership, outwit, and perplex. But she won't swing the game if she goes down. She won't be huge, but she can make a little bit of a difference. The Martin Lee is the last one on the sideline there. But that's the main team. That is 280 points. I got 20 points left over for some equipment to go on there. I'm not going to decide. I don't know what equipment you have available. There's a lot of different great equipment out there. What would you do? That's one of the things I like to hear in the comments. How would you finish off the last 20 points of this politician team? Would you do something else besides equipment? Would you totally just break theme for something for 25 points? Let me know in the comments below. Would you finish it off? But I do want to talk about some other options that you could do with Sindr. Now, we'll go over some other politicians. Some other figures with politician keyword that could be fun to just put on a team with Sindr. One of them is Brainiac and Lex Luthor. That con exclusive, I think it was, during COVID. Really fun at 150 points, so he's going to be the bulk of your team. But really fun figure. I love robots. Robots are so much fun to play with. He's kind of weird in a way because he starts with charge and later gets running shot for a couple of clicks. But now he's got 2 stock clicks in there. I think he's a lot of fun. Anyway, another politician, Butterfly. Tons of people play Butterfly. 60 points. There's a lot you can do. You'd have to be very selective with your sideline with Butterfly, but I won't go too much into Butterfly. Lots of words, but has been out for a while, so and has seen a lot of play. good option to put in there on a politician team, and as is the prime Colonel James Rhodes. Again, figure that's been talked about quite a bit since it came out, but I love I love the characters that generate bystanders. And this one, you can even like start with them on the team. You just got to pay 5 points each. You can have up to 6, and I think that's pretty flippin' awesome. And being able to attack through them, pretty cool. Okay, let's see, another politician. Green Man, Chase from Masters of Time. You can put that on a team with Sindr, on a politician team. He's pretty crazy. Like either dial. I love this Green Man. He can be your main attacker for 150 points or be a really good support for just 30. Really, really love him. And then some of the other figures from Chase's King Jefferson. He's a great politician. Hear about that King Jefferson bomb. But yeah, won't go too much into it. Don't want to make this too long. Magneto, the new Chase Magneto. He's a good politician that could go on there. Oh, and just uncommon Norman Osborn from Spider-Verse. He's a great politician on some teams, like especially if they have a lot of figures that are 30 points or below, for him to give precision strike to. And a lot of the figures that get generated on politician teams are under 30 points, so he could be a useful one. And Zombie George Washington. I just think that would be fun. Just funny and fun to play. He's got traded poison too, which is awesome. Anyway, those are some awesome politicians. But another route you can go with Sindr is with these fire markers. These fire smoke terrain markers. Now I'm just going to show you some of the figures that also create fire smoke terrain markers. And they can use her trait where she says once characters occupying or adjacent to any fire markers are considered adjacent to her. So she can use poison through these fire markers that other people make. So I'll just go through a few of them. The rare black heart, most of these are going to be from Wheels of Vengeance. So rare black heart, even with his errata, he could still make these things and they can be useful, especially for Sindr. Both versions of Damien Hellstrom, both the regular rare and the prime, are awesome. I really like the prime, but it's kind of redundant for the prime to be on the team with Sindr in a way, because unless they split up their team, if they split up their team, then it's going to be a little more difficult to get the penetrating damage everywhere. But yeah, Etrigan, the A version, he also creates some fire smoke terrain markers. A lot of these happen just when they hit. So Etrigan needs to hit. Damien Hellstrom hits. Yeah, both versions of Damien Hellstrom. Blackheart does it kind of for free. He just puts them out there, so he's a good way to do that. Ghost Surfer does it when they move through somebody, so that could be very useful. So you can put up to, what is it, 4 of them out? 4 of them. And then, yeah, I think that's the last of my list of those. So, but those ones I think would be really, really fun to pair with Sindr, just to get a lot of fire smoke terrain markers out there that she can just poison through, and it's penetrating poison. And they can put them way far away from her, so she doesn't even have to get close. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Sindr and some fun ways to play with Sindr. Probably not gonna win you high level tournaments, but I think it would be super fun and might be a little bit of a pain in your opponent's tushy, especially unless they're playing high level. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Got 20 points left over. What would you do? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share it around with people so we can get up to that 100 subscribers and do a giveaway for the Trigon and Raven set, along with the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special set. So yeah, hope I gave you guys a fix for your Clix addiction like I have, and we'll see you next time. Bye.